Good morning, YouTube. Tim Cooper, Cooper's Automotive, and early about 9:30 here in sparkling Clearwater, Florida. We have a 2004 Chrysler PT Cruiser, beautiful car. I got my new light, by the way, my Astro light with the adjustable on it. I'm going to blind you. Ready? There you go. Now nobody can see anything. Anyway, I like it. Thanks for the other guys that what do you call it, did a tool promo on it that use it. Yeah, Chrysler PT Cruiser. Would you look at that? That's the Platinum series. Anyway, he had quite a few complaints on this car. One of them being he just has oil changed and the oil light's coming on, but he's not noticing anything as far as the way the engine's running. No clattering, no noises like that. Brakes are an issue, front end's an issue. There's they said lots of power. I drove it in, it sounded fine. I did notice the oil light's on. I'm not going to show you the oil light on, just believe me, it's on. And everybody's seen that before. Anyway, what I suspect, because I've seen so many of these Chryslers do this, I suspect an oil pressure switch leaking, something like that. But obviously, first thing you're going to do is you're going to check your oil level and make sure it's full. So pull your oil stick out, wipe it down, put it back in, pull it out, and you can see it's all the way up to the top into the cross hatches. So oil level's not an issue. Let's say just from experience and the sound of it, I don't believe it's an oil pressure problem, and the car's well maintained, so I'm not going to do an oil pressure test. If I heard some kind of clattering going on, I would go that way. But let's take the car up and have a look. Alright, well, first thing, train, there it is again, every morning like clockwork. You can find the oil pressure sender unit, which is right up here. Dave, come around here and get a picture of this. Here's a shield on it right there. That's it. And you can actually see that the plug is wet. So we're going to pull that shield off first and see actually how wet that thing is. This light's probably too bright for the camera. I'm going to turn it down a little bit, just kind of dim it in and get us a good angle here. Is that good, Dave? Right there? See that with the shield on it right there? So I see it's wet. Let's pull that shield back. I'm just going to grab it with a pair of channel locks right here and wiggle it back. Might not have been the greatest idea, but we need a little bit more light. I do anyway. A little bit more. Yeah, look, you can see, I'm going to put this pointer on it right here. There's oil right there coming out of the back of it. That switch is leaking, and that switch is going to be the problem on this car, and maybe the problem on your car. There's a little red tab there, and you've got to get that thing pulled down. Let me see if I can get to it here with this pick. Something here. Those things could be a pain. I gotta lower the car just a tiny bit. Whew, it's warm today. I'm not running my helicopter fans so that you can hear. The plug's out, okay? I'm holding it in my hand right there, and you can see, look at that oil. That's making connection inside there, believe it or not. And you have to clean all that out, but that's the reason that's in there is because the oil pressure switch, which is up above, like I was sharing with you, needs to be replaced. So when you do it, you said make sure that you clean that plug, because if you don't, it don't make any difference. Your brand new sensor going to leave the light on that's up there. So let's take that out. Got a special a deep oil pressure socket that takes those out. And this should be able to go up in there and fit that switch and do it. And like I said, I suspected this would be in my problem, so I did go ahead and order the oil pressure switch from Napa, the former one. I can't even read those numbers. OP6755SP. That's what it looks like. Nothing to it. Usually they have like a Teflon on this. I don't see any. So let's get this switch on out of here. And typically after you break them loose, you can take your socket out. Get the angle here. Take your socket off and reach up in there and spin it out. Might fool us, sometimes it does. Might leak a little bit of oil, but there's the old one right here. The old one leaks through here, and this one's got some Teflon on it, so I'm going to put some Teflon tape, plumber's tape, on these threads and screw this new one in. I will have to turn those fans on soon, but for this little job we won't worry. Get your little plumber's tape on there. This helps it from seeping anything through. You'll see a water leak over here. That's just the air conditioning condensation leaking down. Alright, so we got that. There's your sensor. Reach up there and find the hole for it. Just kind of feeling for it. They don't have to be too tight. Don't overdo it. They make an electronics cleaner by CRC. I'm sure there's other products out there. I'll show you that. But I just noticed mine, the spray nozzle's broken off of it. So. Anyway, she's tight. But anyway, typically you would use this, okay, to clean that plug out. Brake clean. Don't tell anybody. Just kidding. Pull the plug down in your hand and get that thing cleaned. You know what's cool, Dave? The plug connector on this full fender switch. This is my favorite chartreuse green. You know what, we should start opening up the YouTube video with, "It's howdy doody time." Yeah, really telling my age. Anyway, I've been called howdy doody before. On God's green earth, I don't know what. Alright, got the plug blowed out. Now you just want to index it and plug it in. And then get your heat and your tin shield back on it. I cannot see what I'm doing because my light spun a little bit. There we go. And index there, pushed in, plugged in, and lock our red lock tab back down. And I'm going to spray the outside of that just to clean it up some more. Just wash this whole area down. So it wasn't the oil change place's fault. After they got done with it changing his oil, they didn't do anything wrong, it just happens. Alright, that thing just slides over the oil pressure switch and you got your tin shield on. And she's done. I don't want to get brake lean on this light. I'm afraid to probably temper the lens on it. We're going to turn that off. Get our green hose out of here. Our Flexzilla hose. Shooting with our Olympus Tough camera, which is also green. Alright, so let's let the car down. Let's start it up and make sure that the light's out. Pull my locks out. And the reason I went after the oil switch first is because this thing was left overnight. And I wanted to check it while it was cold. Changing that sensor with a hot engine is not fun. You know. So a cooler engine makes things a lot nicer. And then we'll tackle what's going on with the front end and the brakes, and maybe we'll shoot a video on that, maybe not. Kind of depends on what it is. So that's far enough down. Put that back on my Teflon tape there. Let's hit the key and see if the light's out. Okay, everybody, in the car. Turn it off for just a second. Right down inside that dashboard, the oil light sits right up here. That's what was lit. When you turn the key on, it does, obviously it's going to be on. When you start the vehicle, once the pressure builds up, that light goes out. So all the lights out, and we have a fix. We got 62,812 miles on this car. And I am going to go test drive it. So you have one of these PT Cruisers, a lot of your other Chryslers too. Let's get rid of that dinging sound. Put the keys on the dash. You have these, oil light comes on, don't panic. It could be something that's simple. You know, most people have oil lights on, oh my gosh, my engine's about to go. That's a possibility. But, as you saw here, you know, paying $50 repair, and she's done. He has no worries. All right, subscribe to our channel. Find us on Facebook and Google, LinkedIn, Twitter. I don't Twitter a lot. I do a little bit. And if you have any questions, post your questions. If you have any videos that you'd like to see on a particular car of a repair that you own, shoot me a line on that, email or whatever. Shoot me a post on it, and I'll see what I can do for you. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again.